Lovely little thing that we like to call privilege. So being in a male-dominated society, we tend to find that men have more privilege than women. That's just a fact. It's patriarchal society, that's how it works. Therefore, women have to work a little bit harder to maybe get into the same positions as men, do a little bit extra. And that's not to say that's all men, like not all men are thinking that way, but that's the society we have.
I want to say women because men will naturally try and care for a female rather than another man. On the other side, professionally, they get held back a bit, I think. So it's kind of hard. Easier life, maybe women.
Oh, women. But the ones that I've run into, they're cunning, they're manipulative, they know how to get their own way. And society favours them in a sense where it's a lot easier for a woman to make money than a man is to make money. In terms of, let's say, not in like company workplaces, and then but other avenues of making money, there's a lot more options for women.
I don't think one has an easier life. I think both have different struggles. Neither.
I think men have a little bit of an easier life. Day to day, prejudice. I think it's a fact. I don't think it's something that like people can argue with. I think women have a lot more prejudice in the workplace, especially. And then I also think like safety-wise.
Oh yeah, men. Yeah.
There's a lot more to think about.
Yeah, they get targeted more.
Walking around.
Yeah, more
late
dangerous
at night.
for women.
Yeah, or even just walking around during the day. I think there's a lot more to think about as a woman than there is for a man. So yeah, I think there's some work to be done.
Men don't have to carry children and give birth. That's more difficult. We don't have to deal with that. So our life is easier. But in terms of like maybe the workplace and pay, which is maybe one of the bigger issues that we have today, men tend to get paid more. But I also think that we command more and are more assertive in asking for more money.
Oh, definitely men.
Why?
Okay, well I say that, but I actually don't agree with that. Men, because it's more it's more accepted in society that they lead the way forward, but it's not equally accepted from them to show emotion, to wear their hearts on their sleeve, because then they'll be considered pussies, and that can be equally challenging and equally emotionally disturbing as it would be to not have the same advantages as them in all other areas.
Maybe it's a cry at work.
Showing emotions, crying, getting upset over movies and stuff.
Emotion.
Yeah, like showing your emotion.
Crying.
If you want to cry, cry. If you're upset, cry. Express yourself behind closed doors versus in front of your friends, family or other people. You're all the same at the end of the day. So if you want to cry because you're upset, or you want to, I don't know, whatever you want to do it. I think, and that's especially in this current age, people are learning to be a lot more like themselves. People are being more individual, doing what they want, because, you know, why care what anyone else thinks? If they don't like you, then fuck them.
Annoying because in society, like boys, especially around our age, they're allowed to like do what they want. They're allowed to like sleep with whoever they want to, and if a girl does it, it's not the same. Like they get like frowned upon, and it's just not the same.
If a woman's like overly sexual, or like is doing something that people think
She's a
is
slag,
like,
yeah, she's a
whatever.
slag.
She's instantly labelled a slag, or she's labelled as something that's like, she wouldn't be a good wife, or she's not the one that you're going to settle with. And it's like, let me live. Like, you do what you want to do. If you're going to do what you want to do, I'm going to do
it too. Yeah.
Promiscuity. They get away with that a lot more than women kind of would get away with that. And general sexual behaviour.
Directness.
Oh, definitely.
Directness. And what more than directness?
Being very demanding of the things that you want to happen. So having a very, very clear idea for what you want from whatever project that you're working on. Whether you're working with a freelancer or a contractor within your own company, having a clear idea of what you want delivered is easier if you're a man enforcing this than a woman.
So I'm gonna take that back to how we treat our kids, right? So think about when a kid is born and it's a girl, the first thing you tell her is, oh my, what a beautiful princess she is. If a boy is born, it's like, oh my, he will be a leader one day, especially if he has a directness, if he's impulsive, if he's like headstrong or whatever. If it's a girl, she's thought of as, oh my, she should be reined in. If it's a guy, it's like a director. So I've actually stopped telling little girls what princesses they are and how beautiful they are. Honestly, I've just completely
Boycotted the whole thing.
Boycotted the whole thing. I've stopped telling them, oh, what a beautiful little princess you are. I'm gonna tell her, what directorship she has.
Yeah, I've got no problem. I've got to do what you want. If you want to command more money, do it. If you want to sleep around because you enjoy the feeling, do it. Likewise, I won't judge any girl that I get with for anything that they've done, but enjoy your life.
Women are told from a young age to be ladylike. There are certain things that are acceptable as a woman and certain things that are not. One of those things is to be assertive. It's not right for a woman to come out and directly say what she wants. If she does, or if she comes across as, if she's assertive in the workplace, it comes across as being bitchy, or it comes across as being a ballbuster. I think usually it's the stigma or stereotype attached to something why a girl shouldn't do something, but
Women with a high body count push up a bit.
Yeah, I'd say sleep around. A guy could sleep around and he'll be celebrated by his peers and everyone.
I think there's less pressure now because we seem to be making more of a point of getting rid of gender roles. But I still feel like there is a bit of pressure. Like I said, like if I'm not really affectionate, then I feel like I'm being less of a woman.
Gender roles that are built by society, so you want to be able to fit into society, so you feel like you have to. If not, you're an outsider, you're a weirdo.
Yes. Pressure from your family, pressure from your friends, your environment. People don't like change.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Definitely. Marriage, to be settled, to have children. I feel like women always feel maybe they can't put their all into their career because then they've got to like have a family at some point.
Yeah,
or like have to have a man and settle down.
Also more
Or
simple
even for men.
things like girls like make more effort when they dress up and go out. Like that's something that they do. The guys don't necessarily have to do.
I don't find that from my upbringing because my parents have never told me you're not allowed to play with this or you're not allowed to play with that. I've just done whatever I wanted and played with cars, played with airplanes, played with whatever, and never been about those silly gender roles, and that made me into the person I am today. Maybe a bit too direct, maybe a bit too headstrong, but honestly I can thank my parents for this because they never really imposed gender roles on me, never put me into a box.
Oh yeah. Like just growing up in general, if you was going through some stuff, you was not allowed to talk about it. You would be teased, or you would have no one to talk about it with. Like men and their mental health is not really explored. Like they're just meant to firm it, bottle it up, and then they end up lashing out in ways that shouldn't really happen in general.
More now than before. But obviously there's still that thing a man doesn't want to express all his emotions, be as open as a lot of women are. Would I cry in front of a woman? Is she making me cry? Someone close to me died or whatever. Yeah, don't cry for anything.
I think the game's changed. I think men can show their emotions.
I've seen guys cry, ex-boyfriends, friends, whatever. Like, it shouldn't have such a stigma.
Yeah, I think it's difficult, but I think that it depends who they're around. I'm more aware of men that are more comfortable sharing their emotions. Like if I go and I search for like poetry on YouTube, I'll find a lot more men now, which I wouldn't have really thought before.
They should.
Yeah, I think they should, but I think some people like more accepting of women. Like if you see a woman crying, it's a bit like, yeah, fair enough.
If you see a man cry, you're like, oh
You're
shit.
like, I don't really know what I have to do with it.
If in a friend gang you you have a guy that shows his emotion, that tells people that how they feel, he'd be considered a pussy. I think that's still a big issue for men, which is why we still haven't gotten to that place where men and women are equal. I think that feminism is not just about bringing women forward. I think it's equally much about gaining that spot for men as well, their equality in society, and them being much more soft than they are now.
Physically, I'd say yeah, obviously, but not really. I think I can be in the same job as a female and not feel superior.
Nah, not at all. I'd like to believe that I'm equal.
No.
I don't think so. I think because everybody is different. You're going to have, let's just say, like, people that are better than you in certain aspects that you're actually better than them in others.
I don't know why I would be superior to, I don't want to, for example, be superior to my man. I want to be on that same level.
Do you? No, I don't think I do. You know what? I think I do sometimes. Because of age, I think that, or a lot of boys that I've interacted with at my age are not yet at the same, like, mind
maturity.
level. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I'm
not superior in other ways. No.
I get shut down a lot by my guy friends. That might just be me, but I'm a bit ditzy, but like I don't know. I feel like I definitely don't get the same respect from them as they do to their other guy friends, but maybe girls do that as well, so I don't really know.
Superior.
Yeah, I'm gonna go solid no. It's not a thing for me personally. I don't know about any other women, but I don't think that's something we necessarily need to aim for either. The whole point of feminism is equality, not superiority. Collaboration. Everybody's got their own thing to bring to the table.
Exactly. To think that you're superior to an opposite gender would be a bit worrying if someone outright said, yeah, I'm superior. I think it would be a weird sort of frame of mind to have. You can be superior to another gender, superior to another race. It's all the same thing. It's a bit weird.
Equal. For me, it has nothing to do with gender, more to do with the person. I can feel superior towards a guy that I find doesn't have the right gusto in a project that we're running, doesn't have the same ideas, doesn't meet me halfway. But I don't consider that because of the gender he's in, but more like because of what he has to bring to the table.
I think it's very, very sad that it should matter what gender you are to challenge somebody else. And the validity of that particular opinion should be the only things that actually carry any weight.